Okay, so some tragic things yesterday in the shop. Number one, the camera fell, which is why the angle is a little screwy, because I broke the stand that the camera sits on. But more importantly, my favorite planer broke. This is a antique Stanley block plane made in the USA, and it broke. The little cam bolt broke from the cap. They don't make these anymore, and it's impossible to get parts for it. I tried eBay, I tried everything else, and it just doesn't work. So what we're going to try and do today is we're going to try and take our friend the two-part epoxy, this guy right here, and see if we can't fix it. I've ordered replacements in case this doesn't work. So there might be a tool review coming up, and so yeah, let's pan on down and see if we can't salvage what is my very favorite planer, hand planer. Yeah, because it would be a tragedy otherwise. I spent a lot of time fixing this, tuning the blade, etc. So it's a pretty clean match as far as how the parts fit, but it might not work because it's right on the cam. Anyway, let's have a shot. So, first things first, whenever you're dealing with epoxy, you want gloves. Very, very, very important, unless you like bonding your fingers together permanently. For this, we don't need a whole lot because we're not talking a bunch of parts. But, nevertheless, we want to make sure that what we do have stays together. This is a critical part to the planer because it holds the blade to the base. So just some scrap to mix on because it's a two-parter, and again, we don't need very much, so we're going to start with the A part. See, make it very handy. It says A on it, A, in case you didn't see it. And put this on here like this. And then we get in here and get some of this. Equal parts. This is an equal part mix, 1 to 1. So then we put that on there like that, and we just mix the bad boy around. This is probably more than I need, but it's always better to have extra than less, of course. It's kind of like when you're cutting wood. You don't want to have less than needed after a cut, but more so that you can, you know, measure, cut to fit, etc. Make sure it fits right. But this is kind of the same concept. So what you're looking for with this is you want to get as much, you want to get the same consistent color throughout. You just use scrap, right? So that's probably a little bit more mixing, but that's pretty good. Okay. I don't need any more, so I'm going to go ahead and close up these guys and put them away. Now, when you're looking at this cap and cam, this is a cam bolt, we want to make sure our alignment is right before we stick them together. We want to make sure that it looks the way it should, it fits the way it should. If there were more than one piece missing, this would probably have to be a two-step process. But I don't think that's going to be necessary this time. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Just get this little bit lined up over here. It's hard to see for you guys, I understand, but we do the best we can with what we have, right? Yeah, that's a good fit right there. So because it took so long to get it lined up, what I'm going to do is put the epoxy on the non-moving part. See, it sits just like that in there. So we're going to try and recreate that by taking our friend the stick here. I'm just going to glob it in here on both sides. Well, it's easier to come in from the back and then kind of squish it in place. So we just want to make sure we get it all in here nice and globby. And then we'll just take this guy and make sure we don't get any on the cam, because if the cam doesn't move, then we're kind of SOL. If you don't know what SOL means, Google it. Because this is a family show. See, so this is what I was afraid of. So we got to check the back, and we'll just take our finger and take that off of there. Take the back side of this stick here and kind of clean out the groove that the cam is supposed to run in, because otherwise this is going to be a non-working tool, a non-working fix to this tool. Do. I have a rag over here. No, I don't. Okay. So that's in there. It's not going anywhere because it's kind of sticky. Oop. All right. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Now, let me get a rag real quick because I don't like the way this looks. I didn't have one, so stand by. Okay, here we go. I'm just taking the excess off on the top, on the cam itself, the cam lever. I'm holding it with the underside. I'm holding it with trying to hold it with my thumb and my forefinger. This is what happens when you have giant hands and small parts. Okay, that is in there pretty good. I'm just going to take the excess off the back of this cam here. Again, this is why I picked this, because there's a lot of working time here. What I don't want is I don't want that cam to not be able to move inside there. So now that we've got the excess off, we can put this back. There we go. Maybe spoke too soon. My old butter. Okay. Okay. Now, we'll do our very best to leave this alone and let it set. Okay, this is not playing nice, so we need a workaround. And the workaround du jour, workaround of the day, is going to be blue tape. Okay. Yep, that came right off. Where is the blue tape? Right where I left it. Holy cow. In the middle of the wood chips. Because where else would you settle or store wood tape, right? Okay, we don't need very much. Do it. Standard blue tape. Try and fish it through here with the gloves, which it loves to stick to. Okay. It doesn't matter. It's just to hold this in place. It could be prettier, but that wouldn't be me if it was prettier. Okay. I know you can't see that, but I'm holding it in place place, and then just we might need a second piece here. Actually, that's holding it pretty good. I don't know if you can see that, but it's in there. It's holding it pretty good. So I'm not going to set this on its bottom or its top. I'm going to set it on its side like this because I don't want any pressure to move it out of place while it sets. So it's really held on there just kind of barely. So we'll just see if we can't get a better adhesion here. Okay, we'll set it like that. Right? I might get another small piece for this other part. Just gently making sure it's in there. Again, I'm not really putting a lot of pressure. I just want to make sure it's in there. And it moved. So you have to be patient because otherwise you're going to just lose it. So there we go. That's in there. Alright, tape held. Tape's holding it. And again, we're going to try and put this in a place where it can set overnight and not get jostled or, you know, whatever else. And then we'll come back and we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Alright. Okay, so it's been 24 hours and a bit more. And unfortunately, it didn't work at all. I don't know if it's the mill steel that this is made of, or if I did a bad job with the epoxy. No, because it's in there, still full of epoxy. It didn't adhere. It just didn't adhere at all. Yeah. So that sucks. And like I said, these they don't make these anymore. So, but there is some good news. Since I had this drawing, I found out a couple of things. First of all, this is not a Stanley or a Bailey. This is a Craftsman. This is an old school, made in the USA Craftsman. Specifically, it's called the Sargent brand of planers. It's a low angle block plane, and they stopped manufacturing these. Well, this particular variant or this particular version came out in the late 30s, and they stopped manufacturing it in the 50s, early 50s. So, and more good news, since last I talked to you about this, I found somebody who had one with parts on eBay. So yay, eBay! I've already bought the parts and they're coming in, so I actually might be able to fix this, which would be great because, like I said before, I spent a lot of time honing this blade and making it sharp and making it usable, and I would really hate to give this up. This repair so far is a fail, but it's not over yet. There might be more parts coming. So that's it for now. Be safe, be good to each other, be good to yourself, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Remember to click the like button, the subscribe button, all of the buttons, the bells, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.